Hey everyone, welcome back with another video. Just about an hour or two ago, I got back from the theaters watching the movie World War Z, so I'm going to give my review of it now. Hold on a sec here, I forgot to bring up the page. Apparently it's based on a novel. I wasn't aware. Oh, I remember hearing about this. I recognize it because of the cover now. Where is the thing about the cast? Wait. Okay. Trying to find the right Okay, here we are. World War Z film. That's better. The cast. Nice. Now I got that out of the way. Brad Pitt actually played Gary Lane, our main character. Miro Anos played Karine Lane. Fana Molko-Ina played Fury Umutoni. Daniela Kurtz played an Israeli soldier. Jamie Bigdale played Captain Speak. Where's this? Abigail Hargrove played Rachel Lane. Sterling Jernis played Constance Lane, and that's pretty much all the major ones. So basically, this movie is another. Well, it's classified as a horror movie in a sense, but it's an action movie as well. It basically chronicles the zombie apocalypse, but in a very interesting way. And I have to give it points for originality. Alright. Basically, throughout this movie, they never they still don't know what exactly caused this outbreak. Alright. And that's actually one of my major negatives too, but I'll explain that when I get into positives and negatives. But basically, the world is being infected by zombies now. They even end up going to frickin' Jerusalem, which had word beforehand that it was going to happen, so they built a wall to protect themselves, and when they leave, they have to leave because the wall the wall doesn't really fall, but the zombies manage to get over it. But it's a very interesting setup, and I love Brad Pitt in this film. He looks nothing like in any of his other films that I've seen him in anyways. Honestly. Get technical stuff out of the way though. The acting was very good in this movie. And the cinematography, from what I could tell, as someone who knows little to nothing about cinematography, was also really good. And the script was very well written. I mean, this movie is, on the technical side of things, this movie is very good. And in terms of enjoyment factor, I liked it as well, although there were a few hiccups here and there. But basically, of course, these aren't the classic Romero zombies. These are the modernized running zombies, which are very fast and monstrously strong. Despite how they look, I mean, they look like just a thing of bones with very little, very loose and rippable skin, but they're monstrously strong. And they actually find out in the movie that they only go after healthy bodies. They won't go after diseased bodies. And so his name is Gary, I'll remember that. Gary actually finds out that by injecting himself with a disease, the zombies won't go near it. Or they'll go near him, but they won't attack him, Which is a very interesting concept, and that's basically the most original part about it. And I really also like this film because it doubles as a horror film, but not really in the type that enjoys showing tons of blood and gore and everything like that. I mean, that's cool too, but really the horror parts of this series are mainly in terms of the jump scares that it provides, because there's a lot of jump scares in this movie, and I've seen better jump scares, but in terms of what this movie was trying to do, did it very well. They also find out in this film that if you get bit, cut or clawed or whatever, basically infected, cut the infected limb off and it will stop spreading. They tried this with an Israeli guy, and Gary cut his arm off because he got bit, and that stopped the infection, and then he had to treat it, of course. So it's a very interesting film. I really think so. Now, however, probably my favorite part about it is the originality, but also there's a shit ton of action scenes which I think are really well done. The zombies look really, really creepy. I think that just helps add to the overall atmosphere of the series. Alright, and I think it's different than any other zombie apocalypse film. Now, however, there is flaws. I felt that the movie was very fast-paced, and also it just would introduce characters and then just kill them off. Without characters that you would think are going to play bigger roles, and then just kill them off. What the fuck is that? That's probably one of my complaints. My biggest complaint is the ending. Now, there's positives. There's a positive and a negative, I feel, to the ending. The positive is of course, our main character and his family are all alive, and and also I feel that it leaves it open to a sequel, which I really want to happen. But the bad part is, the thing I have to complain about for the ending is that they never explain throughout the entire movie what happened. I mean, how the outbreak happened, how these zombies came to be. It just sort of happened, I guess. I mean, and the movie was only roughly an hour and a half, so they could have extended it past that, honestly. 2 hours. Would that have been too much to ask for? I'm sure they could have given an explanation then, or at least given a partial explanation, and then maybe in the sequel they expand upon that. That would have been really cool, actually. But they did not. That's definitely my biggest complaint, is the ending in that regard I felt was kind of poor. Other than that, though, this movie provided an excellent atmosphere. Alright, you knew that shit was gonna hit the fan. You knew that, the danger felt real. Alright, because these things were turning people into zombies left, right, and center. Nobody's business, okay? And that's really all I have to say. It's a really good movie. I do highly recommend it if you're into zombie apocalypse films. I feel it's different than other zombie apocalypse films. All right, because and I really want there to be sequels, as I said before. I just really do. I'm not sure if there was a sequel to the original novel. I'm not even sure how closely the movie followed out the novel because I never read it. But I really want there to be a sequel to this movie. There has to be. Come on. In fact, I'm going to look here and see if there's any plans announced for a sequel. In January 2012, director Foster and
Paramount said they each view World War Z as a trilogy that would have the grounded gun-metal realism of Matt Damon's Jason Bourne series, tethered to the unsettling and in times vibe of AMC's The Walking Dead. However, plans for future installments were shelved due to the film's production troubles requiring extensive rework of the film's final act. In June 2013, the successful opening of World War Z, Paramount announced that it was moving ahead with the sequel. Yes, I will definitely see it in theaters when it comes out. I was getting worried when I was reading that for a sec. They're like, oh, they're not making a sequel, but they are, and if it does really good, they might make a sequel again, because they said originally they wanted a trilogy, so, you know. So yeah, I guess that's about it for this review, though. I really enjoyed the movie. I'm going to, my rating. I'm going to give it an 8.3 out of 10, because probably one of the best movies I've seen so far this year. Then again, I've only seen this one, Man of Steel, Iron Man 3, and G.I. Joe Retaliation. Just those four. But out of those four, this is probably my second favorite. My favorite was definitely... my favorite would actually, I don't know. Goddamn. I'm not sure how many more movies I'm going to see this year either. I'm going to try to see the second Hunger Games movie, but other than that, I don't know. I have lots of movies here at the house that I need to watch and then review. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.